Welcome to the Life Beyond the Workout. This is a host, Chie, and this is podcast is about the life through the struggle to anything happen for us, your growth and setback, and more so it is we do workout and in the gym, but more so outside the gym how affect to your life. And today I am excited to invite one of my clients and also friend, Angela Jackson.
Hey, hey,
Yay! And she is actually incredible mom of three, right? And also she's one of them right now is really hot R&B singer Raven Renee. Um, and she's a songwriter also, right? And I'm also mother of three, so I know how, busy as a mother, and we work, and we clean, cook, everything else. You know what I mean? And so I would like to ask her today because Angela came to me. How many pounds was that? Do you remember? We've been together for a minute, about 7 years.
Um, I think I was teetering around 180,
Right.
183, somewhere in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then right now, how much you weigh?
About 140.
Right. So, she didn't drop the weight like a lighter weight. First, it's more so that I think it's through the workout. It's a learning about how you work out, but also your nutrition, within this busy schedule. And now she actually maintain, and so that's the part that I think I would like to talk to her more about it, because so many people are goes into different program and different workout class or trainer, they can lose 10, 15 pounds, right? But the most hardest things to maintaining. Okay, so today that's what we wanted to talk about, because she is a successfully, through the motherhood and the work and the busy schedule, but that she keep it off, continue to keep it off, her weight and maintaining. And so that's what our talk for today. Okay. Well, first, how you feel about then to now? How you feel about towards a workout, more so the mentally, as far as I know, just a workout, but now it's more so you have a different view.
That's a great question. I think it is necessity now. Whereas, obviously I'm human, so there are plenty of times where I'm in my mind talking myself out of going
Right.
up until the very last minute.
We all do.
Right. But I think that there's obviously a deeper commitment to making sure that I'm consistent. That and not only consistent with myself, I think it's very important to show that level of consistency with your trainer too, because you want to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, I do.
so and I think that's just something that that's always been very important to me, is making sure that others take me seriously.
Right.
So yes. It is a self-commitment, but I also want to make sure that my trainer and the people that are invested in me, that they know that I'm committed as well.
Right. I think it's really important to our first trainer and trainees relationship. If you don't like the trainer, of course, you don't want to go, right? Just like you have the boss that you don't like. Almost, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but what type of habits that you had that you had to let go of?
Well, let's just be clear here. It's still a struggle every day.
What?
You know?
No, that's the one thing we all do. I think a lot of time, me being trainer,
Right.
and they were like, "Oh, easy for you to say, or easy for you to do."
No,
No, it's just still every
it's still
day.
tough. And I think that when I came to you, that I never really had an issue. I mean, I didn't eat well, but my thing was never, meals, like, oh, I have to have, fried chicken every night.
Right,
Or,
right.
my biggest thing was when I was eating, so what time of day I was eating, and then also sugar. Sugar was like my vice.
Right.
Some of your clients like alcohol.
Right.
Some,
Right. Cake and
yeah,
pies,
yeah.
candy.
And
Yeah.
mine just was sugar, and I think that was connected and is connected with just how I manage my stress. So
Right.
that's like my cigarette or
Right.
my glass of wine.
Right.
So I think again back to just that level of commitment and just being very conscious
Right.
of just being more consistent with making sure that I eat breakfast every morning. I was
Right.
never really a breakfast person, and I
And also,
realized,
she used to then eat egg.
yeah, I never, as an adult. Well, let me just say this: as a child, up until I met Chie, I had never eaten an egg like by itself, like a scrambled egg or
Right.
a boiled egg. So I never knew even what it tasted like. I just knew it was an egg, and I
I
didn't.
mean, I never really force clients to eat certain things if they don't like or they have an allergy or
Right,
what I mean. If you don't like fish, I'm not gonna force it
right,
to eat that. But
right.
I would say, oh, okay.
Yeah,
You can try it sometime and see how you like. And,
right,
and then,
right.
so that's how kind
And
of
I think that's how you introduced it to me, and I was just like, I don't really eat eggs, but again, I knew that I needed to increase my protein
protein
intake.
intake, right?
So I knew, and I'm not a huge meat eater.
Right.
Like I don't eat. I don't. I really on my plate. I really don't need an entire
Lot of,
steak, a lot of meat.
mm-hmm.
So I knew that that was something that I would have to, kind of overcome. So yeah, I go through bats of time where I don't eat any egg at all because I've eaten so much of it that it, it just repulses me. But I also know that I have to come back to it.
Right.
So I think that's been kind of the consistency of my diet is, I'm extremely regimented. So I don't really need, a lot of variety. But that's just me.
Right.
Once in a while I'll need some variety and I'll kind of think of something that kind of, gets me out of that boredom. And then I go right back to what I'm
Right.
usually used to, which is fish, chicken.
Right.
So.
What is the so you have you almost create a new habit, you know what I mean? So what is the non-negotiable? Like this is I have to do it. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily one thing, but I think what made a decision was that there are still things that I enjoy, and for my success, I'm not willing to just say, "Oh no, I'm just that's off limits." If I have a sugar craving, I'm going to first of all, it's more of a thought process now. It's like, why am I having this sugar
Right,
craving?
right.
Am I stressed about something or
Right.
whatever? But then there's times where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a slice of cake,
Right.
and being okay with it,
Right.
and stopping there,
Right.
because what happens, what happened in the past would be I can't stop.
Right, right.
So,
I think because of course we're not gonna restrict it completely, out of your life for forever. You know what I mean? We gotta live, last long life, and then I think a balance is really important. But because you eat well all the time, you can have piece of cake here and there. Okay, so everyone, if you want to cheat, eat good every day. And then you can have
reward
something
yourself.
that you
Yes.
like. You know what I mean? Okay, good, good. So first now you as a healthy mom or healthy yourself first, in great shape, but we continue to
Continue, yes.
improve, maintain and also improve, because that's what I believe. But how can you deal with your busy schedule? Because I know one of your youngest daughters still going to high school, right? And
Yes.
she's really active for the
Yes.
sports and then everything. You have to drop them off or pick them up. How would you like make time for yourself to, you know, between the work, kids, and the exercise?
Well, you can attest to this that sometimes I'm running in there,
Right.
running into the gym, and I'm stressed because
Right.
it was a journey just to get through the door.
Right.
So I think it just comes back to my level of commitment. It's just making sure that regardless of the tornadoes that are going on around me, that that I'm making a commitment to myself to stay consistent, but then also having some grace. There are going to be times where I have to hit you and say, Chie, I can't make it today.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a huge one for me.
Right.
It's very hard for me to do that because, again, I'm just committed to staying consistent. But it has been crazy. It has.
But how about when you miss it? Do you do like, okay, let me watch my calorie and things like that?
So watch my calories, and then also, if the time allows, I will do a workout at home.
Right. Right.
So I
Yeah.
will replace it with doing. It's. I mean, obviously, it's no comparison to coming to the gym, but at least I'm doing something.
Right. Yeah. So, as a mother, we always take care of ourselves at last. We take care, everybody else. So to me, it's really mental health. And the exercising is really actually good for your mental health.
Absolutely.
How keeping yourself while you were supporting others, like you said, your daughter has a busy schedule now because she's traveling all over for the concert or anything. How you actually manage?
Well, all transparency, there's moments and times where I'm not managing and I'm just pushing through and suppressing. And obviously, that's not a good thing at all. So I will say, again, back to that commitment thing. I know that if I'm at the gym for that hour and a half of time, I'm not thinking about anything else.
Right.
But being in that moment, I
Right.
mean, nothing else.
Right.
And that really helps. So sometimes, like I said, I walk in and I'm stressed. However, when I'm done, I feel like I can go back and it's like a reset for me. So it has been challenging, and I never wanted to. I even get upset with the fact of being upset about how stressful it is to get to the gym.
Right.
And I had to let that go. Because sometimes it is. It's going to be kind of like, whew, I made it, but I'm here.
Right.
So it's really putting that into focus, knowing like, hey, this is stressful. All of this is stressful. And sometimes it's hard for me to get in here, but also sometimes it's hard for me to cancel, but sometimes I have to.
Right.
But I think just having a balance of, being hard on myself, remaining consistent, but also giving myself grace.
So, you actually transform yourself, right? And now, well, I haven't been telling her this since when we started. But first of all, I didn't even know our kids know each other for like 6 months. Okay? And it happens and be like, oh my God. My kids, my daughter's like, you train Ravens, Mom? I'm like, okay. So it was so funny. And after I found out, I always say to her, you got to be ready for a red carpet, okay? This was 7 years ago, okay? So I
Rolling
said,
my eyes.
yeah.
Right.
And she always low her eyes. Like, yeah, okay, Chie. No, I said, you're going to be, I'm a point where you have to walk with her on the red carpet. And guess what happened? Now it is. See?
It is happening. She's right.
Right.
Yeah, it's right.
But because she prepared
Yes.
herself,
Yes.
she's a confidently wear whatever she want, okay? And that actually rewarding.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So how you feel first about that affected you now your confidence level and everything else?
Well, what's that phrase? If you stay ready, you never have
You
to get ready, or how it is.
Exactly.
I never. I mean, you like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that has been the most rewarding thing.
Right.
Because there have been times in the past, I mean, not as high stakes as what I'm doing now with my daughter, but there's been times in the past where there may have been a wedding
Right.
or some type of
Yeah,
event, and I'm struggling, to, hurry up and do like a smoothie.
Which is a lot of people can relate. I know that because my
to try to
clients
drop the
right, the last
weight,
minute,
or
right? Yeah,
not knowing what I was doing,
right.
but trying to do a couple of ab exercises here and there,
Right.
or whatever, to kind of nothing. I was doing a bunch of nothing,
Right.
But it was stressful,
Right.
and now it's like this load has been lifted off of me. Where when something comes up,
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
Right.
Yes, I'm worried about like, oh, what I'm going to wear, but I think from a different perspective, not
Perspective.
how I'm going to look.
Right.
Oh, I got all this extra weight on me. That. So
Is that a kind of motivation for yourself when time is that you don't want to do?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like I got the Brit Awards at the end of this month,
Wow. Okay.
so it's like you knew that, Chie.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just for the camera.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's like, man, and I was
You're
like,
going to be on
all
the
of
spotlight.
January
Yes.
and February. It's like, but it's not. I'm trying to hurry up and lose weight.
Right.
It's just trying to make sure everything is,
Right.
tight.
And as a me as a trainer that I'm involved in different fitness modeling, or even the bodybuilding, I look at body a little differently. So I see what she has, as far as her physique. She have a beautiful back. Well, we developed that. Okay. And
I
her
still haven't
arm,
seen it, 'cause
yeah,
y'all don't
and
see
she
my
has
back.
a really cute hourglass shape too. So sometime I would suggest that, make sure you show the back off, okay? Make sure do that. You gotta be fit, show the smaller waist. It's like like I said, she's one of my I consider friend, and
And a
I
little
would
project.
right,
A little project.
I would kind of tell her, no, make sure do this and make sure do that, from my standpoint, and I am so glad that you were at this point of what you have been doing and prepare is actually you can show in the world, and congratulations for your Raven, and I know that she worked hard, and then we talk about this even though it's only to me, I know her last 7 years, but from that the thing is to happen to your life, and then she had to overcome as a mother and support her dream, whatever she can, and that's really important. You know what I mean? And now I would say this: many people, they started working out, and of course the outcome that what they look for is great results, but most of people give up like this close.
You say that all the time. Yeah.
This close, you came from this much, and then but this close, you're gonna see this result, and then they just stop. You know what I mean? So I know it's hard, but what is makes you keep continued as far as like for you?
I can't. I guess that like, I'll look at old pictures,
Right.
and I'm just like, damn, because that weight also ages you too,
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like, man, like I'm not. I mean, I am somebody's mother, but I don't want to look like it.
Exactly. Exactly. Right.
So and putting in all this work, like you said, it's like 7 years, and it's
Right.
just like I just can't see myself just going back and starting all the way.
This is the most
and
part
it's
of
still
your life.
hard.
Yeah.
It's still hard. It's like I go in there and we work out, and the next day I'm not sore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it's not painful.
Right.
It's still hard. So it's not. It's just work every day, and
Yeah.
I think that if you just say this is what it is,
Right.
it just makes it a lot easier.
How about for us a listener that they think it's I mean, already 55. I'm too late for me to
No,
be.
it's absolutely not. You know, my mother is 78, and I'm trying to get her to at least do like Pilates or something
Right,
like that.
right,
You know, I I'm just not a subscriber of just giving up just based on your age.
right.
If you can move,
We always say that it's never too late to start.
it's
You know what
never
I
too
mean?
late to start.
Yeah.
It's never too late to
Actually, I
start.
have a client just signed up at 76 years old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you might not go back to 20-year-old body, but you know, she is stronger. She feel better. She eats better, and so that's why you have more energy.
Absolutely.
You know, so and she still do have a like a side job and then do here and there. You know, so I think it is many people feel that, well, I have kids anyway and I'm like this. No, it's never too late.
Right.
Okay, and you can always have this feeling of when you finally get to the point where now you can actually maintain it. You know what I mean? And then it of course it's hard, but when you just continue to what you're doing, you are not going to gain weight, to 20, 30 pounds back. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I always say this, 3-pound play weight. I always tell her that too. When you gain 3 pounds, then you cut back. Okay? So don't get to the 5 pounds because it's easy to get to 10. Okay? So it's find a way that you can maintain it. Also, it's really important. How about, I say this, when you lose weight, you lose friends. I always say that. But it seems to be, I've been attending to your birthday party. You have really great support from your friend.
Yeah.
And actually, your friend signed up. And she's doing really well.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So,
yeah.
how was it when you were changing, actually, how other people's point of view to see, oh, don't get too small. Oh, you should, you know what I
Right.
mean?
I've heard that. So that's a great point. I didn't really hear that from my friends. I heard that from my mother.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Okay.
she noticed, in my face that I
Right.
was thinning out. But then I'm looking at her that I'm like, your face is the same.
Same as-
I had the same structure,
Right.
as your face. It was just fatter,
Right. Right.
So, but I think that is kind of like her old school mentality, but as she's seen my level of commitment and she's seen, the consistency, that I haven't gained the weight back, I think that she's been kind of envious,
right.
in a good way, but
Right.
just
Because my
kinda
mom
envious.
said the same
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, what's wrong with your
Hey,
face?
she's like, we were out one time and she waited till we got to our respective homes to call me
Right.
to ask, like, is everything okay? I'm
Right.
like, Ma, I'm fine.
Right.
Like, I'm not sick.
I think a lot of time the people that get used to seeing you in a
Yes.
certain weight,
Yes.
and then when you started
Yes.
losing a weight, but
Especially the
actually,
people that you see every day.
Yes, yes.
It's not necessarily people you see here and there or whatever. 'Cause
right,
when you were at my house, most of those people will always say, I'm probably the slimmest one out of all those people, even back then.
you know what? I think your friend already saw you small. I mean, seeing you smaller.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Probably that's why to them was not so much
It was
big
not
deal.
yes, yeah.
But
yeah.
I think I know that some of my clients, they are used to already size 22.
Right.
And then
right.
now, it was, you lost weight in 10.
Right.
And it is hard for them to deal with now she got trained. She thinking she all that, or you know what I mean. Oh, now she don't want to go out with us no more. And you will get that. Okay, just let you know that first. But to me, if you love me as friend or even a spouse, even a family, then this is what I want to do. Support me. You know what I mean? And then that's really important. For your spouse to your brother and sister, family, and your friends. Instead of hate on me, just join with me and do what I do. I think that's going to be a really good point because there's so
And
many
the
people.
other thing is that I didn't wait on anybody to start either. And that was the
That
other thing
that's a really
that
good point. That's
you
a
know,
really good
like
point.
trying to get a group together or
Right.
get a just a one little buddy or whatever. I literally Googled, I found you, and I did it on my own. And I think that helped me. It just made me accountable to myself. Like,
Right.
I'm not accountable to anybody else. You
Right.
know, is she gonna come today? Is she not gonna come today? Or, you know, it just really put me in a mindset of this is my journey,
And that's one
and
thing.
owning
Like,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
gym partner is really sometimes, oh, I can make it, and then okay, and then I'm
I'm
not
not going
going.
either. Yeah,
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 yeah, I
yeah,
agree. So
yeah.
it's if you anything to me, if you decided something that you want to do it.
Just do it. Just do
Take
it.
action.
Yeah,
Just do it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know how the other person, life going to be, or how they might be busy, and then you never started because of the person. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good point. So, um, one thing that you can leave to the listener, a message that you like. What would that be?
Wow, that's a good one, Chie. I guess this is something that we didn't really touch on. Just really understand how much your mental health is part of this process. And that goes with your eating. It goes with the consistency of going to the gym, just being self-aware and just noticing those ups and downs, and understanding that in order to stay with this, that we have to be, mind, body, and soul just whole.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, you don't want the outside to look good and the inside still breaking apart inside.
That's a good point.
So,
That's a good point.
So I
Yeah.
think that would be the one thing.
Yeah, because
pay attention to
right.
all of it.
exercise it can be hard, until get to the gym is hard.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to feel pain.
Yeah.
Next day soreness, right? And I tell clients all the time, don't take it as a punishment, okay? This is actually stress relief. But you're right, because you know what? Actually, I have had some clients that mental issue they had, and they always come back to me that their therapist or their doctor told them
Yep.
to actually they are making great progress, and that they can cut back their medication and things like that, and then that's really important part of the what you should be doing for as anything short, the mental things that you going through the hard time in your life, or whatever may be. I think that's a really good, you're right. Not only outside, inside is most important thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed our episode today, and thank you so much. I know you have a
thank
busy
you.
schedule. I had to catch her before she go out of town. And what is your plan for 2026? As yourself, well, you can involve in, first what you.
No, I think that I'm really committed to wellness, like whole.
Because I know you started Pilates too.
I started Pilates.
Yes.
Been really excited about that.
Very good.
I went to the spa. Got my first. Well, this is my second massage in life.
Right.
But just really committed to staying consistent with those things. So I think that's really. That is my focus for
take care
this
of
year.
yourself,
It's just
wellness.
my wellness,
Yeah.
my whole wellness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, success doesn't happen overnight. This is actually, the to have a great healthy life. The training, exercising, good nutrition is always, great part of the day play. So, I hope everybody can, for us to relate to her stories. That's what we wanted to bring for this Life Beyond the Workout, because we just don't want to talk about workout all the time, you know what I mean? And how that workout and what we do affect to the other part of life, So this is a really important and and the losing weight is hard, but the maintaining is harder. But as she can, she told you guys today for her way to maintaining. And I hope you guys can, kind of take it little, message from what she went through or what she's going through. And if you would like to ask any more questions, you can always message us. And this is really inspiring for everybody. And I am so happy for you, and I'm glad that what I have been doing is to help other person. That's really my things to do. What what's my fitness journey, to share and to provide those help to these clients. So, well, thank you for listening, everyone, and I hope you guys liked this episode. If you like it, please hit like and share and subscribe. But thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Good job, Chie.